What do people consider attractive when it comes to a woman's body type? Well, it's obvious that it varies from one country to another, but just how much does it vary? Well, an online pharmacy known as Super Drug Online Doctors recently created a project called Perceptions of Perfection. And what they did is they took a stock image of a woman, and then they had experts from various countries Photoshop that image to reflect the body type desires that people have toward women in those particular regions of the world. So here are some examples, okay? We asked designers from 18 countries to retouch an image fit with their culture's perceptions of beauty and an ideal female form. Here's what they sent us. So there's the original image, and I like that they used a woman with some meat on her bones for the original image. I think that it's, you know, more representative of the average woman, and let's see how it was changed to reflect society's expectations of female beauty. So in the US, having some hips, having some boobs, and a really, really small waist is considered desirable.
Thigh gap.
Yeah, and there is a thigh gap. I know. But here's the thing. Everyone has a thigh gap when they spread their legs apart, right? Like, that's what I don't understand. What does a thigh gap mean? Does it mean that you put your feet together and you have a freaking gap? That looks strange, doesn't it?
Plenty of women, when they spread their legs, don't have a thigh gap because they have thick thighs. So it takes a while before they have a gap.
No, I totally get that. But I feel like for every woman,
but I mean, if you get in the splits, any woman is going to have a gap.
Every woman could have a thigh gap if they spread their legs in various ways. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So let's look at the next one. Oh my gosh. All right, so then we have Egypt. Kind of similar to the US. You have a woman who's got a really small waist, but she's curvaceous in other ways.
And tan.
And tan, yes. Mexico. I mean, I'm starting to see a theme here, right? Small waist, big boobs, big waist. A little different in China. Very, very slender is considered.
It's like a cartoon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are lots of people who have that body type, and it's fine. And a lot of people have natural body types like this, you know? And then Italy. So Italy's interesting because I would have assumed that Italy's perception of perfection is similar to what people want in the US, but apparently in the US, being a little curvier is more desirable. So what do you guys make of this? Do you think that this is an accurate depiction of what society wants, or do you think that it's a little off, Sandra?
Oh, I mean, society, the individual. I think that if you're looking to advertise to a country, like, it's good to look at this sort of thing for casting. But in terms of what each person finds ideal, I think it's going to vary widely. I think it's really neat, though, how not universal beauty is and how it really does shift depending on what your influences are. I think that's really cool.
You think it's a good thing?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Hannah, what about you? Make your point.
I think the most interesting thing about this project is that the majority of the designers were women. There were a few men, and they were asked to say what women's perceptions of the ideal body was. So I think, you know, with a few left out, this is actually really encouraging, because I think even beyond this, that women are harder on themselves. So I think that the ideal body of what women want to see is probably even larger and more all-encompassing than this, you know, these images portray.
So which physical feature do you get complimented on the most, Sandra?
My hair. Yeah.
Great hair.
Thank you.
It's nice and thick and wavy.
When you take a Filipino woman and a guy from Texas and you put them together, this is the hair you get.
Nice.
Good to know.
I like that. Hannah, what about you?
I think it's between my smile and my butt. But that's mainly when I'm walking down the street, which I don't know if those are compliments or cat calls, but I appreciate them.
Pretty sure they're cat calls. I would say, I don't know, I guess my legs. Like, body-wise, it would be my legs. Face-wise, probably my eyes. And it's nice to get those compliments, and I feel like a lot of times fans will kind of compliment you, and then they'll be really scared to do it because they think they're taking away from what you contribute to the show intellectually, but I don't get offended by it. I think that it's a sweet thing. What I don't like is when you get, you know, criticized for certain body features, which also happens all the time. But I like that, you know, beauty standards do vary. You're right about that, Sandra. But I like realistic beauty expectations, and the thigh gap is not a realistic beauty expectation, and it's not really easy to define either, you know? So, all right, well, tell me what you guys think. Comment in the section below. Tell me what you think about what these images represent and whether or not you think they're accurate. We want to hear from you, and we'll see you soon.